I've shared with the board last week, and I'll share with you now that we're back in a public forum. None of us are exempt from this COVID thing. My wife lost both of her parents in a matter of 4 weeks to COVID. And because I'm the superintendent of schools, I could not go to the funeral. I could not take the kids. My wife had to deal with that by herself in another state, in Birmingham, Alabama. So when you lose both of your parents in short order, this becomes very real and personal for you, right? But think about it. How many of our employees, how many of you have had time to mourn? We're still working every day trying to figure out a world that didn't exist 6 months ago. And so I just want all of us to put that into perspective. Everyone has a story, but every kid has a story too. We don't even know all those stories. And so, again, when I think about this particular community and the resources that you provide to the school district, I can't thank you enough, to the Business Development Board, the Economic Council, the Ed Foundation. I made simple phone calls to maybe 2 or 3 people. People were donating computers and internet. But I also want us to realize that there's a different type of need in the future, I think, coming up, because we don't know how our children are mentally impacted by all of this stuff. And so because of the generosity of this community, we'll have mental health professionals in every school. We have counselors. We have in all types of languages, because we realize, truthfully, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to get back to reading, writing, and arithmetic until we get the people are better. And so we've got, if we don't put a focus on helping people deal with the mental trauma associated with this experience, let's think about, we're all probably very blessed and fortunate, but I know there's a significant portion of our kids whose families don't have any money right now. Their food insecurities you would not believe. The fact that as a school district during this period, we've handed out over 4.5 million meals. And I can look at the trajectory of that, where at the beginning of it was mostly kids. As the time went on, you saw more and more adults. We started paying attention to the type of cars that started coming through the line. At the beginning, it was cars that were barely making it. At the end, it was cars that are more expensive than what I drive. And you had to take a moment to not judge. You had to take a moment to not judge. So these are all, I often tell people, schools are nothing more than a microcosm of American society. So what does that mean? If it happens in the streets, it happens in the schools, right? And so we have to think about that. So, so our job right now is just bigger than getting everybody back in their AP classes and their math classes. There's a lot more that we're going to have to be tackling. And I think I'm just so proud of this community for supporting us and giving us the resources to do that.